What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country, in Washington, D.C., and everything you need to know about on a daily basis. The fourth stimulus package update, stimulus check update, money, investing, the stock market, everything going on here. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, make sure to click the subscribe button down below. It's completely free to do so you don't miss out on new videos coming out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And thank you so much for giving these videos a like. You guys are amazing. We got a lot to talk about here today. There are several new stimulus programs starting, one for $500, one for $850, one for homeowners. We got a lot going on here. Several things from President Biden, and we have the new virus variant, the BA2 Omicron variant. Yeah, that you can see here, the latest virus variant is 1.5 times more contagious than Omicron. And remember, that was the trait that made the Omicron variant really explode in the US, was how contagious it was. That was what made it. We had several days with over 1 million people testing positive per day. That was not even including people taking the at-home test, because remember, you take the at-home test, and well, nobody even knows about that. That's, those don't even get included in the official test results that are only at official testing, facilities. Well, they're saying that this new variant called the BA.2 Omicron variant is actually 1.5 times more contagious than that. And as you can see here, it's already circulating in almost half of the US states, with at least 127 cases nationwide as of Friday. Yeah, here's some more information from Dr. Scott Gottlieb.
Let's get right to Dr. Scott Gottlieb, former FDA commissioner, a CNBC contributor. He also serves on the boards of Pfizer and Illumina. What about the latest thinking or data, or your opinion on a variant, or this new variant that tell us what you know, because I've read things. I don't know what's true and what's not. Maybe it's not any more virulent or is similar, but what do we know about it, Scott?
Yeah, look, there's some critical questions right now that we don't have perfect answers to. It does appear to be, so three questions. Is it more contagious? It does appear to be more contagious. It's spreading in areas where the old Omicron version has become prevalent. So Sweden put out data in the last 24 hours that shows that it's increased from 25% of infections to about 45% of infections over 3 weeks. So it does appear to be more contagious. Is it more virulent? Is it more dangerous of a strain? It doesn't appear to be the case. The data out of Sweden and the UK suggests that it's not any more severe, not causing more severe illness than what we've seen previously. And is the immunity that we've acquired from the current version of Omicron going to be protective against this new variant? That does appear to be the case, just based on looking at the contours of the spike protein in this new variant, this B2 variant. It does appear to have a similar antigenic profile. So hopefully, if people were infected with the current strain of Omicron, which probably half of the U.S. has or will be infected with this current version of Omicron, that immunity that you've acquired is going to be protective against this new variant. If that's the case, and it does appear to be the case, although experimentation is still underway to really nail that diagnosis. But if that's the case, you wouldn't expect this new variant really to take off here in the United States or other countries that have already had their Omicron wave. It could be that if it comes in here and starts to spread at any levels, that you could get a longer tail on the decline in this epidemic. But it's unlikely that this is going to displace Omicron and create a new wave of infection in the way Delta displaced B117 or B117 displaced the old Wuhan variant.
Hey, so, Scott, in a similar line of thinking, the immunity that you're talking about from people that have had the original Omicron strain, have you seen data? Because I've seen anecdotally that the immunity there is pretty good and could be better than people that had the full regimen of vaccines. Is the natural immunity from Omicron better than that?
Yeah, look, it's going to take time to make that determination. I think what we've seen overall is that people who develop an infection with a particular variant have pretty good protection against subsequent reinfection with that variant, and maybe as good, if not better, protection than those who were just vaccinated. But what the vaccines provide is broader and better protection overall against all the variants. So if you had Delta infection, you're probably better protected or as good in terms of the protection you have against subsequent Delta infection as someone who is vaccinated, but you don't have as good protection against Omicron as someone who's vaccinated. So if, in fact, this Omicron variant becomes the dominant variant right now and future mutations happen within this Omicron lineage, which is a distinct possibility, people who had Omicron infection should have pretty good protection against subsequent reinfection against Omicron. And in fact, this B2 variant is another variant within that Omicron lineage. And what I would expect, if in fact B2 is slightly more contagious than sort of your run-of-the-mill Omicron, is that will probably become the prevalent strain of Omicron that we take forward in the future.
Yeah, so now we have another variant of Omicron here already in the United States, in roughly about half the states at a very small amount of cases. And it is about 1.5 more contagious than the Omicron variant, which has infected millions of people and caused this massive spike here in the US. So the question is, will it become the dominant strain, and will we see this happen again? Yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. I don't even have words. It's just yeah, it's the never-ending story. Let me know your thoughts. I know what you're thinking. It's just yeah. Meanwhile, President Biden said he is going to name a black woman as a Supreme Court pick by the end of February, on word that Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer is going to retire here sometime soon. So, President Biden says he will be sticking by his promise and will be nominating the first ever black woman as a Supreme Court justice nomination. There's also some rumors that he may nominate Vice President Kamala Harris, which would be really interesting if he did that, because this is just kind of from the rumor mill. I don't think this is going to happen, but I do want to mention this because this is a very large rumor going around here. If he does this, then Vice President Kamala Harris would step down from vice president and then would become Supreme Court justice for life. So, in theory, this might actually be maybe a more powerful position for her, because if you think about it, vice president, she's already been vice president. She's already kind of locked that in. But vice president is a temporary term. You got to think Biden has 3 years left in this term of president. Who knows if he'll win again or even run again? He says he'll run again if he's in good health. Who knows what will happen there? Who knows if he'll win again? Who knows if he'll lose the next term? Who knows what will happen there, right? But if you become a Supreme Court justice, you're a Supreme Court justice for life, or until you decide to retire, which is what Supreme Court Justice Breyer is apparently doing. So if Kamala Harris gets nominated and does decide to do this, which is a big rumor going on right now, Kamala Harris would become the first black woman Supreme Court justice to ever be there, and come from being a vice president. Very, very interesting scenario to happen. And then Biden would get to nominate a new vice president. Yeah, I can already hear the rumors and a lot of the thoughts and comments here in the comments section. Let me know your thoughts on this. Do you think this could happen? Do you think this will happen? Do you buy into this conspiracy theory or this rumor? Do you think it will happen? I know there's a lot of, I can already hear your brains turning, and yeah, some people buy into this. Some people say, oh, no, it's just a rumor. Some people say, oh, yeah, this could actually happen. And you got to kind of think that this would be, let me know your thoughts on this question here. If you were the vice president, would you trade the vice presidency for a Supreme Court justice seat? That's a very interesting position, because when you're vice president, again, you're vice president for a temporary time, only a few years, and then it's over. But you could run for presidency after that. Well, when you're a Supreme Court justice, you're a Supreme Court justice for life. So yeah, it's a very interesting proposition. I'm not sure what I would do. Not sure what I would do. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Also, what's interesting is that the Democrats will not need any Republican votes to confirm this Supreme Court nominee. Remember that the Republicans got rid of the 60 vote threshold. They got rid of the filibuster to confirm Supreme Court nominees with under Mitch McConnell when Mitch McConnell was leader of the Republicans and Senate Majority Leader back in 2017. And now you only need a simple majority to confirm Supreme Court justices. So, ironically, Democrats can now do that with a simple 50 to 51 votes, which they have. So Democrats can now do that on their own. It will still be a little bit of a, they'll still have their work cut out for them because they'll need to be unanimous. They'll have to have Joe Manchin, Kirsten Sinema, and all the Democrats actually vote together, which, if you've been following along, that alone could be an issue in itself. So we'll have to see how it goes here. Speaking of Democratic senators, here's Democratic Senator from New Jersey, Cory Booker, speaking about student loan forgiveness. And then we'll talk about a couple new stimulus programs going on here as well. Check this out.
This is a crisis in our country. It is a crisis for a generation. Students across the nation have billions of dollars in debt that has deeply inhibited their life outcomes and forced them to delay life choices from getting married to buying a home. You have people right now graduating with debts that are worth north of $100,000. This is not an economic crisis simply for them. It is an economic crisis for our nation. And the burden is falling disproportionately on those who are struggling to manifest the American dream, people coming from humble backgrounds, from humble environments, people who are immigrants, people who are from disproportionately marginalized communities. As an example of that, look, the Brookings Institute analysis showed that the average Black student owes nearly $7,000 more in student debt at the moment of a graduation than white counterparts. And then to add to that disparity, 4 years later, the number more than triples to 25,000. So the first most important thing that we can do to address these disparities, to address this economic crisis, is what Senator Menendez has already stated plain. It is time to cancel debt up to, we believe, up to $50,000 of debt for each borrower. But we can also take immediate steps such as the one that I urged last month, which would suspend wage garnishment from borrowers and automatically remove eligible borrowers from default status before federal student loan repayments restart. There are a lot of options on the table for us to pursue that we cannot do right now because we have not gained the strength we need. I believe in the midst of this pandemic, we can take action now, and we all have an obligation, whether you have student debt or not, to push upon this moral urgency so our country does the right thing. I believe that we as a nation need to provide immediate relief. We need to reform the student loan system. We need to expand Pell Grants, and we need to start investing in the next generation as opposed to saddling them with unprecedented debt. And so I'm committed with Senator Menendez to continue to press and lead on this issue in the halls of Congress. I want to thank the compelling, really morally authentic voices from students and advocates who have joined to help move forward the conversation on this topic.
So yeah, just one of the stimulus type of provisions they're pushing for is student loan forgiveness. Remember that last year they had $11.5 billion of student loan forgiveness. And this year they're looking to push for billions of dollars more in student loan forgiveness. I will keep you up to date for that. It's just one of the type of stimulus provisions here going on. Of course, we have millions of people pushing for a fourth stimulus check. We have multiple different states pushing for more SNAP assistance, food assistance, pandemic EBT assistance. We have a couple different stimulus packages being discussed by Congress, as well as the Build Back Better package. We have multiple different things being discussed here by Congress and by states. I just did a big video with multiple different states that are going to be or are discussing or have big proposals or have already confirmed state stimulus checks. I'll link you to that video here. If you haven't watched that, you definitely need to watch that next. But we also have a lot of states, cities, and counties doing what's called universal basic income programs, almost on a every day or weekly basis. I have more programs coming out here like these two. Check this out. The city of Atlanta has just launched new universal basic income programs that pays out $500 per month to assist low-income residents, called the Impact program. Accept online applications for 1 week only. IMPACT in the city of Atlanta. As you can see here, the IMPACT program, which stands for Income Mobility Program for Atlanta Community Transformation, will serve City of Atlanta low-income residents who will receive $500 per month in guaranteed income for 1 year. So it's basically $6,000 for a certain amount of people for this program in Atlanta. Applications became available on January 26th and are currently available right now at 8 a.m. for 1 week. So in one of her final acts as mayor, Keisha Lance Bottoms announced a partnership between the City of Atlanta and the Urban League of Greater Atlanta to launch a new initiative to examine the benefit of guaranteed basic income to help end poverty. The pilot project will serve City of Atlanta residents who are at least 18 years old and live below 200% of the federal poverty guidelines, which is $55,500 for a household of 4. Will receive $500 per month in guaranteed income during the 12-month pilot program. To apply, you can go to the website ulgacoaimpact.org between January 26th and February 2nd to be considered for the program. There is also another one going on in Georgia called the In Her Hands program that pays up to $850 per month, as you can see here on the screen. Georgia Guaranteed Income Program to provide hundreds of low-income Black women up to $850 per month as well. Another program providing $850 per month universal basic income. So again, we have all sorts of programs like this going on all across the country. I literally have programs like this on a weekly basis that are opening up, available, and are popping up all across the country. Types of universal basic income program and stimulus check programs and state, city, and county programs, as while the feds or Congress is working on a stimulus check programs as well. All sorts of other type of programs like student loan forgiveness, raises for Social Security, raises for seniors, additional benefits for seniors, benefits for low-income Americans like SNAP and pandemic EBT. I just did a video on that. We just had over $100 million approved for low-income Americans for utility assistance. We actually have a lot of different programs going on here that we cover here on this channel. So definitely make sure you subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new videos. New videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's completely free to subscribe. All you need to do is literally just click the subscribe button. Help us reach our goal of 400,000 subscribers. I will keep you up to date here with everything. Here's some videos you want to watch next so you can know about these different programs and how to claim this money. You can click this video here to see new stimulus checks that were just announced for millions of people coming out in 2022. You can click this bottom video on how $100 million was just approved for low-income Americans. You can click this top video here on how new SNAP assistance and pandemic EBT money was just approved as well. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.